Everybody's asking to me and send me a lot of emails.
Okay.
Who you are, what happened when we met, why are you there?
Yeah.
You know, the people wants to know you, not
sure.
me.
You can repeat and explain again.
Yeah, no, I tell you, it's funny. I met a guy in the health food store the other day. He said, "I want your story in 1 minute." And I said, we're in the middle of the vitamin section. There are people shopping, you know. I said, I can't do it in 1 minute. And he said, "You've got to do it in 1 minute." And I poked him on the chest. I said, "God is here, in your heart. Meditate on that presence." And he got really angry. He said, "How dare you touch me?"
No.
I didn't. And I said, "Look, you asked for 1 minute summary. That's it. You know."
In 1 minute
So,
is not enough.
You know, so if I had to give 15 seconds, meditate on the light here, and that will take you where you want to go. But I'll give you a little bit longer story, how I met Saint Germain and all this stuff. My childhood, a little bit, you know, it's the story of the Buddha. He was a prince of a kingdom. He could have anything he wanted, you know, but he didn't know that there was, you get old, people get sick, they die. They protected him from that. You're going to be the king someday and you're going to be so happy. But he saw the people around him were not happy, you know. And so he wanted to find out at least how to escape from suffering. That's his basic message. I found how to escape from suffering, you know.
Oh.
So I grew up in a very wealthy community, a suburb of New York, you know, New York City. My neighbors, they own multinational corporations. My friends worked for the President of the United States. Their parents worked, you know, advisors to the President. And that was my destiny. My mother was raising me to move into that society. But I visited these people's homes. I saw the parents were not happy. They were alcoholics. They were having, you know, having affairs. They were not happy people. And, you know, working. And I said, there has got to be more to life than this, you know. Well, when I heard I was living in New York City, and I was writing poetry. I was kind of at the end of the beatnik era. I knew Allen Ginsberg and, you know, the whole crowd, Jack Kerouac. And then I kind of came in the beginning of the hippie thing. So, you know, in fact, I show you a picture of me when, this is me, my passport picture in 1972.
So beautiful.
And you're very handsome.
Yeah.
Very handsome.
So I didn't think of myself as a hippie, but most people when I came here, "Oh, you're a hippie." You know.
You look like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what.
amazing. Mira.
Well, see, I think Jesus and Mary were behind the whole hippie phenomenon, because all those young people at that time, 60s and 70s, they kind of long hair, and they really related to Jesus, and the women to Mary.
Yes,
you know?
you're right.
And so, but anyway, I heard Ram Dass interviewed. You know Ram Dass. He, you know, went to India. He was a Harvard professor. And when I heard him interview, Baba Ram Dass, yeah, he was a Harvard professor, psychology professor. And, you know, LSD turned him, he realized there were other levels of consciousness. And he went to India to find out how to achieve that consciousness naturally. Wow. I first heard about this, you know, Ram Dass experience in India and meeting his guru, you know, Neem Karoli Baba. And at that moment, a beam of light I saw came from northern India, from Neem Karoli Baba. It hit me right here. And I went, I have to go to India.
Amazing.
I have to find, maybe Ram Dass's guru is my guru, you know.
I know.
You know, I went to India, and I wandered around for a while, and I met in the Himalayas. I met Neem Karoli Baba, and I also wandered in the Himalayas for a while, and I met yogis that didn't eat, they didn't age. They would
water or nothing.
You know, some water maybe,
Some water, but
very
little. Nothing at all.
No, I never. They would cook some rice for me maybe twice a week.
Okay, yeah.
You know, but they didn't eat. They didn't eat. The food was there. They didn't eat.
Of course.
They age out.
And one of them even could precipitate food out of the air.
Wow.
He knew what I wanted to eat and just waved his hand in the bowl of
And they precipitate.
But even these guys, when when they figured the work was done, and they were meditating for humanity up in the mountains, you know.
Qué bonito, so nice.
And that's
Yeah.
why we
And so this
try
kind
to
of,
teach as
and
well.
I was living near, you know, not far from where Babaji's cave was. In fact, the yogi I was living with was a student of Babaji.
Oh, wow.
When he was walking in New Delhi in the city, he had been seeing Babaji in dreams for a year, and knew he was. But one day he saw him in a physical body in Delhi. Babaji came up to him, put his arm around him, transported him in the physical body to the Himalayas.
Like the ascended masters.
And then he
yeah.
became a yogi there,
Oh,
you know.
beautiful.
And so I lived with him for a while, you know.
Wow.
And so I
What
wanted.
age do you used to have?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the car I pulled 3 days ago. 2 days ago.
Babaji. Oh, my.
Oh yeah, Babaji, look at that.
The
So-
That's what he's talking about.
Anyway,
wow.
I did
Saint
not.
Yogi, that's-
I wanted. Yeah.
I pulled this
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
2 days ago.
So I wanted to stay in the Himalayas and be a yogi with these other yogis,
Okay.
but my visa was expiring. You know,
So you
and I
have to
thought
let this
the
year
Indian
has-
government doesn't care if some hippie lives in a cave in the mountains. You know,
yeah.
I'll just disappear. But then Nimikroli Baba came in a dream. He said, "Your work is in the West. You have to go back to America."
No.
So
What
I
age
came
do
back.
you have?
What's that?
What age do you have?
20,
Around?
28, 20.
So young.
Yeah, yeah. So I found myself in Berkeley, you know, just near San Francisco,
Okay.
and I had very little money, and I was living at a place called People's Park. It was just living in a park, like, you know, a street person, and then one of the students of Neem Karoli Baba gave me a place I could stay on his living room floor. So one day, but I was thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to leave my body like these yogis in India, you know, because I knew there were higher worlds. I could be in bliss, you know.
See.
Why just hang out here in the street or somebody's floor?
Yes.
I could be in another world where it's blissful, you know, paradise, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So one day I woke up and this ball of light came down out of the ceiling, and I heard a voice said, "Go to Muir Woods. I will meet you there." But I had no idea who it was, you know.
San Francisco.
Now, I had been a guest of the Theosophical Society in India, and so I knew about ascended masters, but I didn't totally believe in them, you know.
Until that moment.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I went to Muir Woods, and it was raining. This was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
They say the time. Do you have to go?
Well, no, this ball of light just said, "Go to Muir Woods," so I had nothing else to do.
You organized.
I got in my old.
That's on San Francisco, no?
It's
Close
in it's in Marin County. It's where the redwood trees, these huge trees.
Oh, los
that are
árboles
like this
rojos.
big.
So nice.
Yeah. So I drove there, and now I understand you can't even drive there. You have to go someplace else, and you know it's very hard to get there. But those days, you could just go there. Plus, it was raining. Nobody's going to go to the forest in the rain.
No, absolutely.
So I went there, and I found a tree that was hollow. And I get out of the rain. I got inside the tree. It had been burned by fire, you know, and it was
Right, it was like
in
a cave.
cave, like a cave. So I get in there, and I'm doing this Vipassana meditation, where you just observe the breath. You have your eyes open, just looking down, follow the in-breath and the out-breath, and that stills the mind, you know. And I was doing that, and I said, I'm going to leave my body now, like these yogis that I live with, you know.
Okay.
And-
I am prepared.
And then I thought, you know, maybe I should ask permission. This is a big decision, you know,
Absolutely.
because people would say you died, you know, they would just find a body there in the tree or something.
Yes.
This is a
it's
big
a work for another person.
decision
Yeah.
to make. So if there's somebody up there, I ask you to answer my prayer for guidance. And I named everybody I could think of: Jesus, Mary. I did name Saint Germain, Buddha, Kuan Yin,
Yes.
anybody I could. I went down the list, you know.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, there were 2 feet in front of me. You know, I was meditating, looking down.
Okay.
Suddenly, nobody walked up. And this was not on drugs. I had very few drugs in my life, you know. And so I was just doing this Vipassana meditation. Suddenly, there are 2 feet in front of me, and I look up, and there's a young guy standing there wearing jeans and just ordinary clothes, like a T-shirt or something, like a jacket. He was wearing a suede jacket, something you can imagine. And he said, he knew my name. He said, Peter, your prayer, I've been sent to answer your prayer. And I thought, this is the first time in my life a prayer has been answered. He said, I am the part of the Godhead has been sent to answer your prayer. He said, you have finished enough of your karma so that you can leave your body if you want, and I will help you.
Oh.
But I want to show you something, and then I will get your answer. You have to make a decision.
Wow. I show you first, and then you make the
Yeah,
decision.
then you make the decision. So
Amazing.
he took me, he touched my third eye, took me out of the physical body.
Yes.
I look back, and there is my physical body still sitting there meditating. But I'm in this other body that looked just like the physical body. Still wearing clothes and everything. And then he put his arm around me, and he took me up above the earth to some other realm, and the beings there existed as balls of light with rainbow colors around them, like the picture, the I Am Presence.
Oh, wow.
Which does not have arms and legs. It's just a ball of light.
You are covered over the...
Yeah, so,
the,
and there was a feeling of bliss. These beings were in bliss, you know?
Absolutely.
And I said, this is it. This is where I want to be. Thank you. And then I heard this crying coming from someplace. And it got louder and louder. And I said, where is that horrible noise coming from? And I looked down and I saw the earth. It was this blue ball beneath my feet. And I said, what is that? What is that sound? And this being said, that is humanity. That is the suffering of humanity. And he said, we masters hear that all the time.
Yeah.
And my heart just went, I said, I can't leave. I want to go back and help. You know, it's like if you found a kitten by the side of the road or a baby, you can't just walk away, you know?
You can't.
So he said, you made the right choice.
Oh, beautiful.
And he said, I want you to help me with my work.
Oh,
But you
so
need
nice.
training first. And I'm sending you to Mount Shasta. Your teacher is waiting for you there. And he said, the first person you meet in Mount Shasta will tell you what to do next. And then the next thing I know, I'm back in my body inside this tree. And here's this guy standing in front of me. Of course, now I realize this is not an ordinary human being.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he said, now I will show you who I am.
Oh.
And he changed in front of me into Saint Germain. That picture like this, you know, from the that picture. Yeah. And
from the last incarnation.
and then I recognized him from Unveiled Mysteries. That's the picture from the beginning of Unveiled Mysteries.
Exactly.
And then he just faded out and disappeared, and I'm alone there.
Oh wow! You're still thinking
inside the tree.
Inside the tree.
Yeah, and I felt I was so energized. It was almost like I'd been hit by lightning. You know, I was like
hyper energy.
Yeah. So I went to my car. There's still nobody else in the parking lot. Maybe it's 9 o'clock now.
Oh wow!
And I drove to Mount Shasta, but I don't remember driving here. I got to Mount Shasta by 11, which is impossible.
Oh yes,
it's about a 6-hour drive.
Wow.
And
you just arrived.
Because there was a place called Breakfast House on Mount Shasta Boulevard. It's not there. It's where Soul Connections is now. There was a breakfast place.
Oh, beautiful.
I went in there. There was a sign in the door. It said, no hippies allowed.
No way.
And I had the long hair. You know,
and that was your first time here?
Yeah, that was... No, I had been here actually once before. That's when Saint Germain told me to change my name. But I didn't even know it was Saint Germain who talked to me the first time, the year before. So...
that is another history. We have to know that.
Yeah. So it's a longer story, which is in my books, but I'm trying to summarize it.
Yeah, I understand you.
Somehow the waitress was very smart. She said, here, sit at the counter. Because all the people were shocked that I would walk in there, you know.
Because you look different, no?
I didn't call myself a hippie, but they thought I was a hippie. So I looked like a hippie. So a young guy about my age came up to me and he said, my name is Stephen, I own the health food store. You are supposed to call Pearl. You have to meet Pearl.
Directly, he says that.
He just walked up, said that out of the blue. And this is before cell phones. He said, come to my office, come to my store around the corner, and you can use my phone and call her. And I thought, I don't know who this woman is, but I was told, do whatever the first person you meet tells you to do. So I finished my breakfast, and I went and I called Pearl, and she said, come right up. So I got to her house, which is right in town, on the edge of town. And here's this sweet little old lady, looked like Yoda. There's a picture of her.
Ay, mírala, ella.
That's Pearl.
Ella era Pearl.
Yeah.
La secretaria de Guy Ballard. Ay, mi amor.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah. That's
Mira,
what she looked like. She was, I think, 65 when I met her, and I was 29.
Oh,
And she said, come in, I've been expecting you.
Wow.
And I said, how could you be expecting me? We've never met. And she said, the master Saint Germain came to me this morning and said that he was sending you. Wow. Yeah, so I went in, sat down, and then she said, where have you been? And I said, I've been in India, and she was very interested in Sai Baba, that he appeared and so to her at that moment. And then she said, would you like to meditate? And, I said, sure. And I was going to sit on the floor in lotus position, that's how I meditated. Everybody meditated.
Yeah, like everybody used to, no?
Yeah, in the old days, everybody meditated in lotus position and all that stuff.
So nice.
Yeah, so she said, you don't need to sit on the floor to meditate. In fact, you don't even need to close your eyes.
Exactly.
And I went, what? How do you do
Yo siempre
that?
lo digo. I say the same always.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I never meditated before. And Saint Germain explained me the same.
So this is what I call the open eye meditation or the looking meditation. So she said, just feel the light right here.
Oh,
and say, just feel it. There's a presence there because your soul, your I am presence, whatever is anchored right there. You cannot take a breath without God. It's God telling your heart to beat every second. So you don't need to go someplace to find God. It's right there all the time. And God is saying, I give you the illusion of free will. You can do whatever you want, but if you need help, I'm here. Just call on me.
Beautiful.
And I hear you. But if you want to strengthen that connection, meditate here. And just imagine it like a sun, she said, and just feel that I am the light of God.
Ay, qué bonito.
Yo soy
la luz del Creador o de Dios.
Luz
de Dios o del Creador o del Creador.
Yeah.
Ay, me muero, qué belleza.
Or yo soy la presencia
divina.
Dios.
Divina.
Yeah.
Ay, you speak so nice, beautiful Spanish. Thank you. Thank you.
So when you, and see, I feel it. When you're doing that.
Yes, you feel it.
So
exactly.
I'm getting a blessing from you, you see.
Thank you.
Because
We too
I feel that, like
we are right now.
We are the same light.
Each of you is the sun, and the more you put your attention on that, the brighter it gets. And you're sending a beam of light from your heart to my heart, and I'm sending it. So
our heart is expanded right now.
So if you have the time, you sit with another person that can do that. See, and just feel that, and you become, that light fills your whole body, it surrounds your body, and it goes out. Like right now, we're blessing the neighbors. We're blessing the whole earth right now. We are changing the destiny of humanity at this moment.
Absolutely.
Every time you say, I am the presence of God right here and now, it is going out. And in fact, Princeton University, this came out a few days ago, they had discovered that the consciousness of everyone on the planet is linked with everyone else. This is quantum physics, really.
Absolutely. I say the same. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like to speak the same language of love.
We're all
We are speaking the
cells
same
in the
language
body
of
of
love.
God, you know? So one cell, this little cell in your finger becomes enlightened. It affects your whole body, you know?
The whole body, and that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Afortunados que somos.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to meet you. I told without my family that I don't want to interrupt you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? But we talk about this all the time
Ah.
in the family. In
Yeah,
our
that's
house,
beautiful.
because we talk about vibration, no?
Vibration.
So
sure.
Natalie has the highest Natalie, my wife, she has the higher vibration that you can even imagine.
Yeah.
Martina is like an angel.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She's an angel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiziano has more heart than head.
Es cierto.
And Greta is a big master.
Sí.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
You can see.
Osvaldo is like our family. We
Sí.
met like 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and he's like
He's a gift.
he's a light.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
He's
like
a
to talk about myself because I'm learning all the
Toma,
time.
Tiziano.
Ah.
But,
¿Y tú?
you know,
No.
I feel your energy. I feel your energy, my friend. For us, your history is a history that many people need to hear to know that this is real. You
Yes,
know?
I feel it.
Because it's real.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Totally.
So when you talk about this, I slept with this woman all the day, and I breathe her energy and try to explain everybody that it's easy. It's not difficult. So we have to be in the community, helping each other, just putting high our energy, our vibration, positive, no? So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Really.
No.
We all knew this morning or yesterday when she tried to text you. I told her, Peter know that we're gonna be there, and you know that you gotta be here, and it's happening, and we blessed for this moment. You have no idea. Peter.
Yeah,
You
it's
have no
my
idea.
pleasure. My
Since
pleasure.
you went to our first meeting, because she was welcome everyone,
Yeah,
and you just arrived from nowhere
No, no,
in
no.
the park.
yeah.
Can
I
you?
couldn't believe it.
No, Saint
we don't want to
Germain.
interrupt her.
Yeah.
Vicky brought you there. Yeah, I said this is a miracle.
Sí.
Yeah, no, it's not a miracle because that's
Yeah, no,
supposed to
Saint
happen.
Germain sent me,
Saint
you know,
Germain
it's just,
send you to because you two soul and you the same soul, bringing this education for the work because we need to teach and we need to learn from you guys because, or they need to learn because they the one that's gonna keep teaching people out there to find God inside us. And this is the best moment in my life.
good,
No,
good.
the first one is when I met this lady in a video. I said, you know, the second is when I met myself because I was kind of doing whatever. And now this moment is very special because I want to meet you years ago when Patricia,
Yeah, Patricia.
yeah, she got a horses.
Ah,
She recommend your book. I was in Soul Connection, and she said you have to read this book,
Ah,
and she handled your book.
in Soul Connections here in
Soul
Mount Shasta.
Connection. And then she said you have to read this book. I don't know who you are. They say, wow, she got a blue eyes, beautiful. She's the one who gave me your book. And
Wow.
she said that's the one you have to read. You don't know Peter Mount Shasta? I say no. And then Vicky met her, and that's the story. But I'm very happy for this moment. That's what I say.
It's a gift personally for you from him. So I'm sorry we disturb you, we interrupt you.
oh,
You know that when I saw you, I don't know, you were like very high light, like a lot of vibration. I don't know. I saw you and I can't stop looking you. and I
Recognize
yes.
you recognize him.
And I say, wow, he has to talk with mom. And I quickly go to say, Mom, come to meet Peter.
See. She interrupts me and she says, "Me, Mama, I don't know what happens, but you need to know him."
Oh, that's it. Thank you.
And thanks to you, because I was speaking with some other people.
Because we were in a expansion event with a lot of souls teaching to reconnect with themselves, and then you appear and you were, I don't know.
I cannot explain, no?
No.
My soul recognized his soul.
Yes.
She recognized you.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, see, it was a beautiful experience for me too, because, you know, when I say Saint Germain sent me, it's not like he appeared. People think I'm sitting here with the masters talking to them.
Of course, I understand. I understand you.
Yeah, it's not like that. You know.
Exactly.
It's sometimes very subtle, and sometimes a long time goes by, you hear nothing.
Exactly.
So I was in one of those phases where I hadn't really heard from the masters, and I'm thinking, what am I doing here? I'm living here all alone. I'm not doing I'm not writing books now, you know. And then I just had it was more like a strong feeling going to town. So I'm driving, and when I'm driving, I say, I am the presence of God driving this car.
He says the same.
Yeah.
Yes, he says the same.
Yeah. And it's almost like the car has a mind of its own. Sometimes it wants to go like that, you know? You know? Yeah.
His own personality, right?
Yeah. So I getting to where the city park is, you know, and the wheel just wants to go. And then I really then started feeling Saint Germain, go. That's right, you know, because I said Saint Germain, is this right? And then yeah. And then as soon as I saw this group, I saw you got to talk with those people, you know. So
Yeah, you went straight up.
No,
yeah.
So strong.
Wow.
Yes, and it's very crazy because you were like in front of the place where we were doing the event, and you were talking with another person, and then you saw Vicky, and it's like all correct.
Yeah, that's right.
You know the event that we make, the name is Expansion.
Oh.
The name is expansion.
Expansion of the soul.
Beautiful.
And the vibration get higher. So she tried to connect the people with naturaleza, with nature, with
breathing, with meditation.
With the mountain. So she do 12 meditation. Okay, like this. But she knows, she always start the meditation with the Timo, and she say that one.
Saint Germain shows to me how to connect very fast, because when I start this meeting, I was not like you. I was really disconnected from my soul, and someday I wake up and I say, is this all?
Like you.
Is this all? I can die. I have 2 feet, 2 hands, two body, my whole body, 3 amazing sons, my husband. I have money. I have a lot of things, more than what I can dream. But I think I have something else, but I lose it. So I say, well, I can die, you know? It's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I used to look at my face in front of the mirror, and I say, this is not me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Exactly.
this. And one day I opened my mobile. I never meditate. I never knew nothing about Reiki, the chakras, nothing at all, nothing. And I opened my mobile, and in YouTube appears two big letters saying Akashic Records. And my soul started to, and I say, okay, I understand, this is the way. And when I open my Akashic Records by myself, Saint Germain appears.
Oh.
And he gave me a lot of information from me. And I say, oh, no, this is impossible. I am Natalia Olivares. I don't want to do that. And I started to cry for 3 months. It was too much for me, because it was me and my ego. And him and his ego.
Yeah.
I couldn't with myself. So I say, what do I do here?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the beginning.
That's the beginning. That's great.
And that's what she teach. show us how to open our Akashic records every day, so we can channel with our masters,
spiritual guides. Yeah.
the spiritual guides and everything, and that's what she started. And now she channeled different level of teaching how we can get there, because in the beginning we all opened the Akashic records, but a lot of guys they didn't connect.
Yeah.
So now she's cleaning everything in our life to clean our body, also the way we have to eat. We all vegan, and try to clean that channel, and also how to change the path in our life, like trauma, a lot of hate that we just create, through all the emotions. And that's a beautiful way. It's so easy.
Sí, muy simple.
And also, the way the school is guiding us to find that light, because that's the only matter. Find that light, that guidance, that
inside
space that is silent, and you can listen to you. And it's so beautiful. So
it's the same message, but in different words.
Exactly.
It's like to talk to my soul. Hearing you is like to speak with myself.
Yeah.
This is the first time I have the possibility to hear another amazing story of a soul, and a true one, because there are many people not saying the truth.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately. That's why I was so disconnected with the spirituality, because
You see, it's the second door on the right there.
Thank you.
I was so worried about that.
Yeah, see, spirituality has become a career now.
Yes, absolutely.
I just realized this morning.
Absolutely.
In the past, people were hungry for enlightenment. That was when I started on the path. People went to India seeking enlightenment, or God, or whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
And now it's more like, what can I do with my life? Well, I'll be a galactic shaman,
It's so. Oh wow! I think the same, and I am very separated from that kind of spirituality. I always says that what Saint Germain says to me and explains to me, all are masters, and you have to find into yourself. There is not only one master that you have to find, and if you don't find him, you are not going to be happy. Es hermosa. You are so beautiful.
See, I think she's one of these yogis from the Himalayas that decided to come and be like a normal person.
Yes.
Because this is where people need the help, not up in the Himalayas. Do you know what I mean?
Totally, including in the society.
And when something I discovered, you can achieve very high state of enlightenment, but still have human things to clear, like unconscious patterns. But those buttons don't get pushed if you're living alone in the mountains.
Exactly.
And so I know myself, as well as many other people, were yogis, regarded as achieved highest state of enlightenment in a past life.
Okay.
But then we realized, or we were shown when we left the body, there's all this stuff that you have all these unconscious thought patterns that you didn't have to deal with up in the mountains. Absolutely. So now you're going to go and you're going to be a parent, you're going to raise children, you're going to be in the world. And these things come up, this is something very valuable that the Buddha taught, how to observe yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Not just be in bliss and samadhi, but actually, feel your breath, slow the mind down, and then see what comes up. What are these thoughts? Observe don't identify with the thoughts, just observe them, let them go. And say, where did that emotion come from? And do I want to deal with that emotion the same way I've dealt with it the first part of my life, or do I want to cut through that and relate to it differently? Instead of giving in to anger and fear and things like that, I want to overcome that, just observe it and let it go, and feel love and compassion for everyone instead of saying these are good people, those are bad people, that kind of thing. But I'd like to share with you, when I first met Pearl, she said, Saint Germain is teaching you something, like right now, he's talking to you.
Well,
And I said, I don't hear anything. I said, would you channel what he's saying? And she said, I don't channel. The masters will not let me channel. That would weaken you. Then it's like every time you need to know something, you run up and ring my doorbell and want to know what the master's saying, You have to learn to get it within. And I said, but I don't hear anything. She said, he is talking to you on a higher level, to your one of your higher bodies.
Yeah.
And when the time comes to act, you will know intuitively what to do. And you will perceive it as intuition. But it's really because the master has shown you already. He's like showing you right now. You don't need to hear it with your ears, or in your head. You don't need to. That you will just get it intuitively when the time comes. And I used to, that first year, I would wake up at night and I would see one of the ascended masters by my bed talking to me.
Oh, beautiful.
But I couldn't hear what they were saying. I'd say, speak louder.
What?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, and
to
I'd
me.
wake up in the morning and I say, wow, that was beautiful. I know the masters are real, but I don't remember what they said. But see, it was being imparted to me on a soul level.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I ask all the time. I want the present to see you guys. I pray all the time. I open my Akashic records. I want to see you guys. My last birthday, on March 13th, they told me, you always ask to see us, but today you're going to see God.
Oh.
Everything opened up for me. That was my best present.
Nice.
I want to explain that all the time because it's so easy, and that's the prize you get, the gift you get when you believe. I always believe, I didn't get it, but patience made me get to that moment. And meeting God is like the best present.
They are
ever.
here.
I
I
don't
am
want
very
anything
hot.
else. No, I don't want to see you guys, but
Está-
still,
están acá.
I know I'm going to see you guys one day. But seeing
I'm
God,
so hot. Tanaki,
know.
they are here. I am very
The
hot.
energy between you and Natalie
it's
is
like I
amazing.
said.
I can't stop crying.
So powerful.
You are together as
It's like a fire. You are
like a
expanding
fire.
fire here.
It burns.
Oh, that's good.
It's beautiful.
I have a question because you mentioned that you come here to Mount Shasta, and I don't know the story. You show me the small Yoda.
I see.
Who is she?
Ooh, Pearl.
Pearl.
Yes, Pearl.
She was an assistant to Godfrey Ray King. Godfrey Ray King wrote Unveiled Mysteries. They started the Saint Germain Foundation.
Yeah.
She was assistant and she ran the San Francisco I Am Sanctuary. When he ascended, she withdrew because she felt Mrs. Ballard did not get the same guidance as Godfrey did. And they started a small group on their own for a while. And then she was told to marry Jerry, who was another I Am student, and eventually they came to Mount Shasta. And for maybe 20 years after that, nobody knew who they were. They just, like normal people, they ran a motel in town. And then one day people just started showing up at her door.
No.
Somebody in town threw a birthday party for her, and this woman invited the two guys that were working in the health food store to this birthday party, and they followed her home afterward, like 9 o'clock at night. She gets home, and there's a knock at the door, and these two guys from the party, she said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We know that you know something that we want to know.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And we followed you home. We were a little hesitant to come up to you, but we followed you home and knocked on your door. This, here's a woman living alone.
Absolutely.
Two young guys knock on her door. Her husband was working. Jerry was at work.
What do you
She
want?
said, "Well, you can come in for a little bit, but soon my husband will be home." So she talked to them about the presence, about the masters, and then they left, The next night they came back, but this time there were 4 people.
Wow.
And then they told their friends, and after a while there was like a dozen people from San Francisco.
All around.
So but she would always do this when Jerry was at work, and he would come home like at, at 9 o'clock, at what, 10 o'clock, I guess, 10 o'clock.
Yes.
One night he came home early,
Wow.
and there's like a couple dozen pair of shoes by the door. So, in the old days, everybody took off their shoes.
Is
at
it
the
a
door.
party?
So, what's my wife doing, collecting old shoes or something like that? And so he comes in, and his living room is full of these hippies,
No way.
sitting on the floor.
So she was talking to them.
And then Pearl said, introduce yourself. In those days, everyone was just hitchhiking around the country, living on the mountain, And then we got to this one guy, Stephen, who owned the health food store. And he said, I run the health food store. And he said, oh, you have a job. That's good. That's good. But, because everyone was living in teepees or whatever.
In different parts.
In fact, Pearl had said, I'd be up there living on the mountain with you guys if it weren't for my husband. He keeps me grounded to stay
He
here
put me on the earth.
on the earth plane.
Like he with me.
Yeah. So.
I am so fortunate.
Yeah. So that was kind of how you asked about Pearl, how she got started was just word of mouth. This is before the internet, no posters.
Nothing.
She didn't charge any money. It's just more and more people could feel the presence. And they would come and bring their friends. And she was available like 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. People coming
only
and
day
going.
for everybody.
Yeah,
So
and it was
nice.
some days she didn't eat at all. In fact, I would cook this little
Like a yogi,
things for her, these little fruit nut squares, and she'd say sometimes that's all she'd eat in a day. It would be one of these little.
She was vegan? She was vegan, right?
She was, she was vegan.
Beautiful. And you? What about you?
Well, I was for many, many years,
Okay.
in fact, even raw food person. And then at some point, Saint Germain said, I was being very cold. I was feeling cold in the winter and everything.
I hear
He
you.
said, you need to eat some meat for your health,
Okay.
so occasionally
Occasionally,
I do that. And like the Dalai Lama was told the same thing, he needs to eat some meat,
Perfect.
So whatever, everyone has to ask what it is.
Exactly.
To listen to
Feel
your
the body.
And also I got that message too, because all my family was so worried because I became vegan.
Oh, yeah.
I was meditating and that was my first question. So I need to be vegan. And they told me, you're gonna know, listen to your body.
Exactly
And
as
one day
you.
you might need it, but as right now, you need to eat what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still being vegan because I can. You got it, the energy of that food is not for me. Because I tried.
I
travel
understand you.
sometime, because I like to
Move.
see the world. I go to Colombia and it's no vegan food.
No.
So I ate a fish. I was not guilty, but before, oh my God, I was so guilty because I ate fish. But now it's because I do it from love, purpose.
Another thing is something the Buddhists say is if the meat passes through 5 hands before it gets to you, you're not responsible for its death. Like the farmer raised it and sold it to someone else who took it to someone else, and then someone butchered, and then they gave it as a gift to the monastery. So the monk, it's different if you kill it yourself, or you pay somebody to kill it, then you're more responsible. Yeah. But I have to tell you, I used to eat a lot of sprouts. I made the sprouts myself. I would soak them for 3 days and then rinse them 3 times a day for a week.
Wow.
And then I would go to eat the sprouts, and I felt like crying because these sprouts are my children, I've been taking care of them. And I'd say, these sprouts are alive. They're aware that I'm going to eat them. They're going to, and then I stopped eating them because it would depress me. I would feel sad after I ate them, And when I was about 7 years old, maybe 5 years old, I was at a friend's garden, and they said, go ahead, have a carrot. There were carrots. I pulled the carrot out of the ground, and it screamed. I heard it scream.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I love the
So I said,
carrots.
everything is alive.
Yes, of course.
Everything.
For that reason, we
When you, so The thing is to honor it, give gratitude, talk to it, say, I am thankful, I am grateful.
Yeah.
You know,
Also with the wood, no? When you use
yeah,
like
the wood.
Yeah, you ask for permission always when I just step into a nature, or even if I wanna grab a flower, I always ask for permission.